Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is all about festive outfits. I did a little poll on YouTube a little while ago and asked about what you wanted to see a video about, and creating festive outfits came out the top. So I know it's something that we've got on our minds at the moment. We think it's still quite a way to Christmas, but the invitations will start coming in, and you don't really want to leave it to the last minute to find something, because you want to be going out and feeling your absolute best. So having a bit of a plan, I think, is always a good idea. Now, I don't have any particular invitations for Christmas yet. I've got one lunch with my lovely Stylish at 50 ladies coming up, and Christmas Day, obviously, I've got family here and friends that I'll be cooking for. But I already have things in my wardrobe which I might not have specifically bought them for the festive season, but I know that I can make them work for parties as well as sort of more casual wear as well. So let's talk a little bit about colours and fabrics, because there are always certain colours that work really well over the festive period. So things like deep pine green or teal colours, reds obviously, purples, and sort of those deep berry colours, and then metallics as well. And as far as fabrics are concerned, things like velvet always come out at Christmas. That's a great option to go for. And fabrics that have a sheen to them. So things like satin, lace is always a popular one at Christmas as well. So if you can combine some of those fabrics with the colours, then you can immediately make an outfit that looks a little bit more festive. And to give you an example, I've got here a pair of velvet jeans, and in that sort of deep piney tealy green, they immediately look Christmassy. Now, I would wear these during the day with a sweater and a pair of boots, so not for the festive season. I'd wear them right the way through the autumn and the winter. But then if I wanted to dress those up for a party, I could add something that makes them that little bit more Christmassy. So I've got an example here of a top. This top, it's just kind of like got a chiffony double layer to it with a jersey layer underneath. But what caught my eye was the attention to detail on the sleeve. So it's got this lovely sort of pleated effect on the sleeve. And mix that with the velvet jeans, and then perhaps put a little pair of sparkly shoes with it, and you're starting to get a bit more of a festive feel. I could also put something like a pair of sparkly boots with it. Metallic boots are really popular this season, so people like Hush and Mint Velvet have done them, and also John Lewis. I will link a few pairs in the description box for you, just to give you some ideas of what's around. But immediately, metallics make things that little bit more festive or a little bit more evening-y. The other thing that you might want to do is add something like an animal print clutch. So if this was an outfit that I was wearing during the day, I'd still wear the velvet jeans and the top, but I might put some animal print with it rather than the metallics. So those are a few options with the pine green and with some velvet. And then I've also got very similar in a berry colour, and again I bought these a couple of years ago, and this blouse, which I've had in my wardrobe for absolutely ages, probably about 4 years, but then mixed with the velvet, and because of the colour, it does make it look quite festive together. And what I would probably do with that is add a little pair of velvet shoes. And again, there's lots of velvet shoes around at the moment. I've got another pair here which I bought a couple of years ago, which is probably quite hard to see the colour, but they are actually that sort of deep pine green rather than black. and they've got the diamante on them, and those instantly dress up an outfit. So when you're thinking about using things that you've already got in your wardrobe, like my blouse, think about how you can add to those to make them a little bit more Christmassy. So as I say, adding some velvet with it or adding a little bit of sparkle, that always works really well. And then another idea is to take something like a pair of leather leggings. These are actually not leather, they're fake leather, pleather. But they're great for dressing up for a party because they're comfortable to wear. The fact that, you know, they look like leather makes them that little bit more luxurious. And I've actually worn them with this top that I've got on now to give a little bit more of a party feel to them. And again, adding something like some metallics. So I might put a gold bag with them, I might put the gold shoes with them, and perhaps something like a satin top. So quite similar to the one I've got on. That sort of satin and leather combination works really nicely together. This one was one that I got from Eileen Fisher probably about 5 or 6 years ago now. Again, it was in the sale, it was a bargain. It sits in my wardrobe, it comes out at Christmas, it also comes out in the summer as well. So if you've got any pieces like that, they're really worth collecting because you will find that you wear them again and again. So I'd wear them perhaps with my leather leggings this year. I might wear it with a pair of satin trousers as well. I have some very simple black satin trousers that would work with. And then perhaps I'd dress it up with the shoe, and picking up on the colour there in the top. If I really wanted to make it very dressy, I might add a chunky necklace as well. So something like that necklace really kind of finishes that top off and makes it a lot more dressy. So that's another idea of colour, because we've got that sort of gold colour, and of fabrics to bring in. So I've mentioned velvets, I've mentioned satins, lace. I don't actually have anything lace that I use in my own wardrobe, but there are always plenty of lace dresses, lace tops. And then the other fabric that tends to be quite popular is this kind of devore, or burnt out, they call it sometimes, velvet. So it's quite a sort of chiffony fabric, but then it's got this sort of velvet print on it as well. And this is a sort of long tunic, which I've worn at Christmas with a little bit of a sparkly necklace, and then I've mixed it with a pair of very simple velvet leggings. But I think something like that, when you've got a very long tunic, that can be really flattering. So it's going back to one of my favourite tricks, which if you wear something that's a little bit more voluminous on the top, to go for something that fits slimmer on the bottom. Now, obviously at Christmas there's a lot of black around, and if you don't want to wear black, look out for this kind of thing in other colours. I think Bowden actually has done a gorgeous little top in this kind of style with the burnout on it, and it's in sort of an orangey bronze, so I will link that one as well. They did do it in black as well, but just to give you a different colour option. Now, if you do want to wear black, you can always wear something at the neck which might be a better colour for you. So if black is one of the colours that is not typically in your palette, then you can add some extra colour to sort of lift it a little bit. So something like this sort of burgundy red always works really nicely with black. So you could add a necklace in that. I've got the earrings here which would work really well with it. And again, I could put my little velvet pumps on with that as well. And the other thing that you can do to make things a little bit more dressy is add a scarf or add a little bit of faux fur. So I've got a very simple little black dress here, and this could be something that you wear to the office during the day. It doesn't have to be black, it could be a navy, but something which is appropriate for the office, but then perhaps you want to dress it up because you're going straight from the office out to dinner. So something like one of these kind of Mongolian fur scarves, or one of our faux fur scarves. That immediately kind of makes it a little bit more luxurious and a little bit more dressy. And you could swap out your office court shoes for something like the ones I showed you earlier that have got a little bit of sparkle. So literally those two touches have immediately made your office dress that little bit more Christmassy. The other thing that you could do is put a wrap around the shoulders, and if that's something that's got a little bit of metallic in it as well, something gold or silver, or even if you wanted to stick with the black to go with something that's sort of got a little bit of black sparkle. And also there's, again, Boden have done some little cardigans which are kind of lurex. They've done those in 3 colours. They've done them in the really lovely dark pine green. I think they've done a rose gold, and I think they've done like a navy gold version. So popping one of those over the top makes it a little bit more interesting and a little bit more Christmassy too. And of course we could add some jewellery. So there's the necklace that I had earlier. There's also something like this, which is a really, really long necklace that you can kind of wind round as many times as you want to. And it's got a lovely sort of feel to it. This one is from Sahara. I think John Lewis has great sort of bits of jewellery. Marks and Spencer's, I always love their jewellery. It's not expensive. They have great variety. They do some great earrings as well. And I love Lola Rose. They do some beautiful pieces of jewellery. If you want something a little bit more delicate, then somebody like Monica Vinader is really good to look at. Oh, and accessorise, I didn't mention them. They're good for jewellery as well, and again, not expensive. So if you have got something like this that's very simple, little dress, and you want to jazz it up a bit, go and buy a few pieces of inexpensive jewellery. As I said, perhaps a little fur wrap, and if you've got some shoes that are in a metallic, then that immediately makes that little dress a bit more interesting. And then, of course, the other colour, which is really popular for Christmas, is red. And I've just bought this red dress. It was an absolute bargain. If I bring it up close, you can see it's got a very sort of slight animal print effect to it. The bodice has got this ruching in it, and the sleeves also have a little bit of ruching to them. And it's actually beautifully made. It was under £30. I saw it on H&M on their website, and I thought, well, I'm just going to order it and try it and see what it's like. And it's actually really, really nice. I love the colour of it. The seams inside are bound, so it's not going to fray. It's really well made for the price. It's got a little bit of a sort of puff to the sleeve as well. So it's picking up on those trends of the sleeve details. And as I say, it's got this sort of animal print to it. It's a midi length. They also did it in the dark green. Now, if they're both still available, I will link them as well. But so this dress, I think, is something that if I were to put over that, how I had it hanging up here, my faux fur gilet, and perhaps add my little red boots, that would be great for going out for a Christmas lunch somewhere. Alternatively, without the gilet, and perhaps again, you know, really dressed up with a little bit of gold, that becomes a lot more partyish. And then another item which I think could be day or evening. They're a little bit more dressy. Is this pair of culottes, which are from Phase 8. They did them in a couple of different colours. And I also bought this velvet top to go with them. So these have kind of a sort of satiny effect to them, and they've got this trim of satin on them. They're really nice length, they hang beautifully. You could wear these with boots during the day, but again you could dress them up with a pair of heels in the evening. And the top again has that kind of burnout effect to it. So the top I would wear either with the culottes, but again I might wear that with a pair of satin trousers. You could even wear this kind of top with a pair of jeans, perhaps a pair of dark wash jeans that are a little bit smarter, and then perhaps add something like the metallic boots with it. That would be a good option for going out for just drinks at the pub. So you've got a little bit of Christmassy with the velvety top and the sparkly boots, but you could just wear your jeans with it. So that's another idea for something that's not quite so dressy. And then I also wanted to give you the option of wearing a winter white, because I think this can look really lovely at Christmas as well. It looks quite luxurious. So what I might do is take something like these trousers, which these again were from Phase 8. They're about 3 or 4 years old. They might not have this exact style, but they have got some similar. I will also find some other sort of cream coloured trousers. I do have a plain cream as well, so what I'm going to show you would work with something like that. But I would then put with those my good old faithful Eileen Fisher top, which you've seen countless times, and then I would perhaps put over that this lovely velvet jacket. It's not black, it's actually a deep chocolate brown, and again that immediately looks really nice either with a bit of sparkle, or I might add that lovely winter white sort of fox fur collar with it. These are from the 2 collars that I've shown you are from Capsule Accessories. We have a few of them still in stock, so if you want one, don't wait too long. But that looks lovely mixed with, you've got that lovely different textures mixed with the velvet and the fur and that fabric of the trousers. So I really like that as an option, the winter white option. And then as far as shoes are concerned, I might put a little pair of velvet shoes with that. I have some velvet boots I could put with it, but equally I could just put the gold with it. And then just to show you this pair of trousers, which are a plain pair, I might mix those again with some velvet. So that, I think, with the cream is a really lovely combination. And so with that one, I might put that necklace again, perhaps a silver bag this time, and the velvet shoes with the diamante. So immediately it's taking just a very simple pair of cream trousers and a little velvet top and really sort of jazzing it up for the evening. If you've got metallics in your wardrobe, so if you've got a gold or silver bag and a gold or silver pair of shoes, you can wear those summer and winter. So they are really worth investing in, because you can take them on holiday and they'll go with all your holiday outfits, but equally at Christmas you'll have them to dress up all those party outfits as well. So my top tips are: look out for metallics, find pieces of jewellery that will dress up outfits. If you want to go from desk to dinner, add a piece of jewellery, add some sparkly shoes, perhaps add the faux fur to the outfit. Look out for reds, golds, those deep berry colours, the pine greens, because they all have that Christmassy feel. And even if the item isn't a Christmas item, you can add something to it. So perhaps a bit of satin, a bit of velvet, a bit of faux fur immediately makes it a little bit more luxurious and a little bit more party-like. I'd also say, especially if you want to go from desk to dinner, is think about makeup as well. So perhaps take a lovely red lipstick to work with you that you can add later on. So eyeshadows perhaps that have a little bit of sparkle in them, even nail varnishes that have a little bit of a shimmer to them or a little bit of sparkle as well. You can very quickly top up your nails by putting a sparkly layer of varnish on the top, and then if you use something like a quick drying top coat, I use one called Seche Vite, and it literally dries in about 60 seconds. So you can put a quick layer of nail varnish on your nails and set them before you go out for dinner as well. So I hope that's helped. Those are some of my top tips for party outfits. If you're a member of Stylish at 50, I'm going to be doing a whole post about your requests for different party outfits that you need. If you're not a member of Stylish at 50, I will leave a link down below of information for you. If you have any questions, then please leave me a comment and I will get back to you. And other than that, if you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, then please click on the subscribe button, and if you click on the little bell, it will notify you when there's a new video. So I hope you found that useful. If you're going to a party, have a fantastic time, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.